Shabbat Shalom from the coastal southern tip of Israel. That's right, on the Red Sea, the town of Eilat. Great place to go and vacation for a day or two. It is hot right now, very, very hot. And I love when I hear cool voices of reason in such a time, especially with what's going on in Gaza. Marco Rubio in the United States, he says there will be no peace until Hamas is disbanded. You can't have peace with terror. He's absolutely right. And you look at Britain is right now reaching the deadline that they set to recognize a Palestinian state, a political move, which makes no sense. And Israel's warning that this move would lead to a severing of intelligence sharing, security intelligence sharing between Britain and Israel. And it would be widely seen as a problematic move for the British security forces. How would they track the terrorism happening in their own country? The world's on a tipping point right now, and many, many countries are wanting to make a political move, but realizing, I believe, and I hope, that makes no sense to reward terror. The terrorists have to learn that terror is not rewarded. At the same time, Britain is also continuing to run espionage flights over Gaza from Cyprus to try to help locate the hostages, the Jewish people held in those tunnels of terror and torture. And you notice have you seen Netanyahu did a historic interview with Fox News? And he says, we intend to military take over the entire Gaza Strip. We don't want to govern it though. We just want to be able to make sure that we have security control and we have a secure security barrier, but we'll hand it over to Arabs, to America, to whoever, maybe Saudi Arabia, I don't know. But we are done playing games. Right now, we're done playing games, and we're done waiting for them to agree to a hostage deal. But soon, you're going to have fake displays of brainwash, to brainwash you that if we go into Gaza City, that it's going to be a bloodbath. No, we're going to ask them to leave just like we did from Rafah. And they will leave. And once Gaza City is secured, if Hamas continues to hold our hostages, refuses to surrender and disarm, we're going to have to advance to the final strongholds, which would be in Nuseirat, Burej, Deir al-Balah, and really search for the last places where we believe the remaining hostages probably are being held. So the takeover of Gaza City will give Hamas one last chance to accept a deal. I think they just need to surrender right now. That's it. Or else they're going to face total destruction. And possibly secure immunity for their terrorists, which I don't think that's wise. Because, after what they did on October 7th, if they surrender the hostages even, we can't live alongside them. So I think that it's a very interesting moment. I'd love to hear what you think about this. But you remember when we were about to invade Rafah, there was a giant diplomatic move to say, oh no, it can't be, because then it was Yahya Sinwar, that it would be the vital smuggling route. So the whole world was like, oh, they got a lot of smuggling going to Egypt, so we can't let Israel go in there and destroy all those tunnels. You remember that? Well, it's happening again. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, he says, we will not export any weapons to Israel. We're not going to let Israel defend itself. Dutch foreign minister says, we've always been clear, Gaza belongs to Palestinians. Like, in other words, don't destroy Hamas. A Danish foreign minister calls on Israel to immediately reverse the decision to occupy Gaza City, right? And Turkish foreign minister, he says, he condemns greatly the decision to take control of Gaza City. Belgian foreign minister, we condemn the decision, they say. The Norwegian foreign minister, the Scottish prime minister, the Danish foreign minister, and so on and so forth. But you know what? You can't listen to those who would mistakenly side with terror. They're not living next to the terror group, and they can't embolden terror globally. Smotrich says, not only that, we're going to let the villages return to southern Samaria. There's going to be plans to reestablish settlements of Jewish people in Judea. Jews are from Judea, and in Samaria. And you know what? People who say we love Jewish people, but we hate Zionism. Zionism just means that there is a homeland promised by God here in the promised land. God says he's chosen Zion. He has desired it earnestly as his dwelling place. He says, this is my resting place forever. Here is where I will dwell. That's found in Psalms chapter 132, verse 13 and 14. We have to make our peace with God's plan for Israel. And God is good, and God is love, and it's good and lovely for all the sons of Abraham, Arab or Jew.